Welcome back to Big Mouth and welcome to Thursday's edition of the dceu Daily. Look at this, fucking well look at this. Do you remember when you lot were clenching your fists saying, WB, you're trying to destroy Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut by not promoting it and not marketing it? And I tried to explain to you all that Zack Snyder was 100% in control of Justice League marketing, and that had been handed to him by Warner Media. And once the announcement of the cut, the date of the release of the cut would happen, it would be a machine gun of promotion every single day from Zack Snyder himself. And look at this. This is a kind of blurred picture of Jared Leto's Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut. And isn't it fantastic? But what's even more fantastic about this is the love being shared between Zack Snyder and David Ayer. So let's read this out. Where are we? First of all, as Zack posts that blurred picture of Jared Leto's Joker, he says this. Amazing character you created. Honoured to have our worlds collide at David Ayer Movies at Jared Leto. And David Ayer, being the charming man he is, responded, you set the tone for the creativity and freedom. Thank you. Wow, that is beautiful. Now, this is a very interesting picture because although it's blurred, it does have kind of similarities to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. In fact, when it's blurred, he looks like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. But what can we see from this image? Now, you can comment down below right now. If you're watching the premiere, this is a live premiere, obviously not doing the video live. So I want your comments now. Come on, mass comments about this. What do you think? Don't you think he looks like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker? Now, obviously, it's not Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It's Jared Leto's Joker. So it looks like he's in a straitjacket. That's for sure. Again, correct me if you think I'm wrong. What does this look like? Now, this leads me to think back to the announcement that Jared Leto and Ben Affleck returned to do reshoots for Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut. Now, what were those reshoots? Now, a lot of people believe that it's something to do with the nightmare sequence. Now, we know these were brief reshoots, but there could be a reality here where both Ben Affleck and Jared Leto returned to do elements of the nightmare future, but also Jared Leto returned to do a flashback scene of his Joker beating the crap out of Dick Grayson and killing him. Wouldn't that be amazing? Or was that already shot for the original Snyder Cut, the original of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Very, very interesting. So let's just take a look at this one more time because I think it's absolutely fantastic. So, look, Zack Snyder is one of the most intelligent movie makers, storytellers in Hollywood. And it's very, very rare for independent, outspoken people, indie kind of directors to do really well in Hollywood, especially, as I say, when they're outspoken and they're so unique and different. But I think Zack Snyder is going to be living rent-free in Tinseltown's minds for a very long time. This guy has created an element of immortality. Now, it's interesting hearing what Zack said to Sean O'Connell in his interview for the release of the Snyder Cut book. You know, he's in awe of us, the fans, and what we did to get him his cut. Now, it is very interesting during Batman versus Superman, because I remember defending the film ardently, and I'd be attacked by 100 people every time I posted a comment. And it was only till we found out what they did to Zack during Justice League that we all rose up. And that's thanks to people like Chris Wong-Svensson, Davey Pina, and, you know, raising up and doing YouTube channels. Whether you like those people or not, you know, them getting popularity helped. They were shining light on what was coming. Of course, the biggest legend of all is got to be Fiona. Now, some people don't like Fiona and try and speak crap about Fiona, but she's been fantastic. If you follow her, you find out what's happening before it's going to happen. Nobody else has a bigger ear to Zack than Fiona. So always remember that. Fiona's a really, really good person to follow on Twitter. I don't know her exact social media handle. I do follow her. I retweet her all the time, so look out for that. But with that picture of Jared Leto's Joker being posted, we find out that actually there's no better person to be in charge of movie marketing than Zack Snyder. Jesus Christ, he's been marketing this film even before it was announced, even before it was green-lit to be on HBO Max, and what a great job. So this is brilliant. And as I said to you, Warner Brothers was never going to have anything to do with the marketing. It was always going to be Zack's baby, and there's no one better to market this. So it's very interesting to have a discussion about Joker. But I actually saw a social media post from Empire Magazine about this picture. Empire Magazine. Guess who follows Empire Magazine on social media? Mainstream audiences, floaters. Exactly the people that we want to subscribe to HBO Max where available and stream the shit out of this film. But we can be clever here. We can be robust here. We can be aggressive here in how we watch this movie. Now, here in Cyprus, I have no confidence that I'm going to get HBO Max. I will have to find some other way of watching this film, and I will do that, and no one's going to stop me from doing that because I fought for this film and I have every right to see this film. So you lot who do have access to HBO Max, how can you make a difference? Well, it's very important that everybody in your bubble, everybody you know, knows about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and if they can, subscribes to HBO Max. Also, how are you going to watch this? This is important. So you may be not able to watch the whole 4 hours in one go. You may watch it kind of in portions. I may have to do that, initially myself. I've mentioned before that I'm writing. I'm doing pictures all the time through Zoom. I have to care for my disabled father. It's just me and him in this very big house. So, I might not be able to watch the full 4 hours. But how can you make HBO Max see that this is being viewed multiple times all throughout the day? So you should have the film running back to back on repeat all day. But something else you can do as well is if you've got tablets, if you've got a mobile phone, whatever device you've got, and you've got access to HBO Max, have that film being played on all these different devices. Also, your friends, your family, everybody you know, make sure they're doing the same thing if you can convince them to do so. They'll probably think we're nuts, but I'm certainly going to try and convince my friends and family to do that. So that's important. Also, encouraging positivity and embracing people who may have not, been friends of Zack Snyder before, not been fans, maybe even been negative. It's time to stop attacking people who don't like Zack. It's time to stop attacking Access Media. Now, when the young woman who was a verified said to Zack, I didn't believe your cut existed, but now I can't wait to see it, a lot of people started attacking her. This is the wrong move because this starts to give the world, confirmation that maybe we are toxic bullies. I don't believe we are. I just think we're a passionate fan base. Stop attacking people. Be positive to people. If someone's mind has been changed, say thank you. Thank you for admitting maybe that you were wrong and now you want to embrace the film. Give it a chance and you'll give us your honest thoughts. Be polite. Stop showing them. Stop confirming for them what they think. I understand why they think we're a toxic kind of cult. We do come across that way, but I know we're not. We're good, passionate movie nerds, right? We all know that. But you've got to be charming in life. You've got to be an ambassador. Be a good ambassador for the Snyderverse of the DC Extended Universe. Be a good ambassador. Don't be a bully. Stop swearing at people. I'm going to give you a great example. The other day, Mr. H Reviews, a very successful YouTuber who I followed. As far as I'm concerned, he's part of the fandom menace. But I followed him anyway because he always seemed a really calm, intelligent, measured guy from the UK. And he's a bit of a filmmaker as well. I think a little bit independent, but he's trying to get a following. So I always respected this guy. But he came onto Twitter the other day and he was talking about the Booyah thing and saying how bad it is that Ray Fisher and Zack Snyder want to change the character. And I said, listen, and he was asking his followers a question. Do you think this is right? And all I said, I quote tweeted him as I quote tweet everyone. In fact, a little bit later on, I might read you my bio so you understand where I'm coming from. But I said, if you want to see him say booyah, just watch Justice League. He didn't like that. Why are you following me if you don't agree with me? Do you understand the irony in that? Telling someone, if you follow me, you should agree with me, right? And if you're going to disagree with me, it means you shouldn't follow me. That is spoiled brat syndrome. Too many people living in a bubble, being used to saying yes, sir, no, sir, free bags, full, sir. Someone like me ain't going to take your shit. If I see a verified and I don't agree with you, I'm going to give you, you're going to be mad micked. Mad micked means I'm just going to quote tweet you. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean I'm a bully. It doesn't mean I'm toxic. I'm just going to constructively disagree with you. Either stay in your lane or have a constructive conversation with me. But unfortunately, this is social media and constructive conversations are very rare. I mean, I have had constructive conversations with people before, with intelligent people, but with these, pie eaters, I'm afraid they can't handle you disagreeing with them. So he muted me. But never mind. Then he goes, he exposed me. I said, how did you expose me? And this is what the founder menace do. I exposed your point of view. You didn't expose me, mate. I said to you, anyone who wants to see Ray Fisher's Cyborg say, booyah, go and watch Justice League. What? How did you expose me? In fact, I exposed you because you don't like people who disagree with you. Anyway, we're getting off the subject. And so this should be a moment of celebration. This should be something so utterly exciting. Seeing that blurred picture of Jared Leto's Joker should be a celebration. And there's nothing more than the mainstream like than watching the Joker in DC movies. This is going to bring eyes to the platform. This is a very smart move from Zack Snyder. And I expect things like this to be done every day. And I'm waiting for what he's going to do today. And on the 14th of February, we're getting the real deal, the real trailer of Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut movie, a real trailer, an extended trailer. I foresee about a 3.5 to 5 minute trailer like they did with James Wan's Aquaman. So if we were to get a 5-minute trailer, that would be exciting. And of course, we would discuss it here on Big Mouth and on the DCEU Daily. Now, I don't show any copyrighted material on my channel any longer because they take down my videos. I can't afford for them to do that because my internet's shit. As I've explained, I lead a busy life, and that's not me bragging. I'd rather not lead a busy life. I'd rather not have to take care of my disabled father. Obviously, the pitch meetings and in the writing I do is a passion of mine. It's my job. And so it doesn't give me much time. But it's my absolute pleasure to bring you these videos every day because I know at least 20 to 30 of you appreciate me and what I have to say. And I absolutely appreciate you lot. Now some Arrowverse news. The other day we had a Flash Season 7 trailer which looked pretty nifty, and Screen Rant are talking about it by Daniel Alvarez, this article is, so let's give it a read. The Flash Season 7 trailer teases Barry entering the Mirrorverse. It looked pretty awesome, actually. I've always been fascinated by the Mirrorverse in the Flash universe. You never know, we may see that in Flashpoint as well, which will be very exciting. The Flash Season 7 premieres next month, and now fans can get a peek at the upcoming battle against the new Mirror Master as Iris remains trapped. The CW has released the first trailer for The Flash Season 7, teasing Barry Allen's showdown with the new Mirror Master. It has been quite a while since the Scarlet Speedster's last episode. The wait is almost over. The Flash is returning to the airwaves next month. The Flash Season 6 had a number of notable developments. The first part of the season introduced Bloodwork, who infested Barry before turning into a grotesque monster. Of course, the season also led into Crisis on Infinite Earths, a massive event merging the worlds of the Flash and Supergirl. After the Crisis, the season dove into the Mirrorverse, trapping Iris in another dimension. For a number of episodes, a mirror duplicate of Iris roamed about. Now, this is interesting, actually, because this is very similar to a storyline I'm seeing on my Alias rewatch. Alias was created by J.J. Abrams and starred the fabulous Jennifer Garner as the lead character. And Jennifer Garner's character, Sydney Bristow, had this maid called Francie. She was a brilliant character. And in season 2, you see that she's been shot in the head. Breaks my heart. So anyway, they created a technology, this rogue terrorists, where they can literally make themselves look like another person. So the person who's killed Francie looks like her. So she basically starts giving the terrorist cell information, and everybody still thinks that Francie's alive. And this is kind of very similar to what they did in The Flash last season. Working for Eva McCulloch, besides the Mirrorverse, there were a few other events worth mentioning. Eobard Thawne returned, battling Barry inside the mind of Nash Wells, and Gorilla Grodd made a comeback as a redeemed antagonist. Anticipation is high for Season 7, which will finally feature a showdown with the real Godspeed. Before that, however, Barry will have to deal with Eva and getting Iris out of the Mirrorverse. The first footage via TV promos of The Flash Season 7 is here. In the trailer dubbed Run, the conflict against Eva takes the focus. Iris is still trapped in the Mirrorverse, and Joe West's encouraging dialogue might just be what Barry needs to hold it together. Check out the trailer below. So yeah, do check out the trailer if you haven't seen it. There's plenty going on in the footage, but one of the more intriguing parts is how powerful Eva is being portrayed. According to Cisco, her abilities don't just work on mirrors, but on all reflective surfaces. Barry and friends look to have an uphill battle. Probably the most interesting part, however, is the ending. What appears to be a Wells says, "Run, Barry, run." It could be Thawne, but is it the real deal? If so, Barry says he found a way to enter the Mirrorverse, so perhaps he runs into a Thawne there. Fans will have to wait and see. Interestingly, Season 6 was originally supposed to end with a reverse Flash cliffhanger. Interesting. It's apparent Team Flash will triumph over Eva, but the real question is where the battle will leave the characters. Barry and Iris have been apart for a chunk of Season 6. Some of us think that's a good thing. So it will be great to see them hopefully reunite. No. In addition, Season 7 will introduce Chillblaine. All this appears to just be scratching the surface of what's coming up in The Flash. So, yeah, I think last season's The Flash was pretty good. The trailer looks good, and it's very, very interesting. Now, Arrowverse is in an interesting point right now, with Supergirl gone, with Arrow gone. So we thought the older shows would be cancelled first because we thought this was the moment they were taking down the Arrowverse. But it's interesting that Superman and Lois now exists, and the Flash is still going. We've had no announcement about a final season of the Flash. I think it's the highest rated show on the CW. Will this show survive for another 3 or 4 years? Who knows? We don't know what the plan is because this multiverse strategy affects everything, not just the DC Extended Universe on the cinema screen. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of future the Flash has on television, because Grant Gustin could get his own movies, because I think he's definitely going to cameo or play a large part in Andy Muschietti's Flashpoint movie, and that is at least what the actor deserves. And finally today, remember you can tag and follow me on Twitter at MoviesTVMad, and don't be afraid to ask me questions and suggest articles and topics for me to do on my channel. Now, Scott Edwards hasn't spoken to us here on Big Mouth and the DCEU Daily for a while, but he's making a couple of points here. So at MoviesTVMad, you should totally react to and review all 5 Diggle episodes for this Arrowverse season. I will attempt to do that, Scott. Thank you for the suggestion. And Movies TV Mad, also my question for the next DCEU Daily is, do you think the main Black Adam story with the Justice Society will take place in the DCEU timeline, post-Justice League and Shazam, or before or around the same time frame? Interesting question. It's a great question, Scott Edwards. I think, listen, Black Adam is part of the Shazam universe, right? Now, the Shazam universe is part of the DCEU, Scott. And the Shazam movie had a lot of references and Easter eggs to Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel. So Black Adam will be part of the DC Extended Universe, and so will the Justice Society of America they introduce. Now, whether this takes place in a prior time, say like in the 40s or the 50s, or it's set in the future, we may have a situation where they start off in the past and maybe from the help of some kind of time travel, they come to the present day of the DC Extended Universe. And also, Scott, you've got to remember, Flashpoint's going to change a great many things about the DC live-action universe, wherever that's placed. And so this Justice Society are going to become very important to the central universe of the DC live-action universe. So that's very interesting. So that's a very great question, Scott Edwards. Thanks for your points. Thanks for your questions. And remember, tag me on Twitter, follow me, make any suggestions for any videos, topics, articles, and I will give you a shout out. So please, I hope you have enjoyed today's DCEU Daily. Of course, I will be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. Comment down below, like, share and subscribe. Tell the world about me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you later.